Okay, here we are. Well, I guess this is may the force be with you today, 2023. Uh we're playing one of those things that you have to put up in life, repairs. Many of you know that the Grande Pacific, when I started this is the 13th layout, but second one of this model using Grande Pacific theme. This is a dedicated building to the model railroad. When we built the building, we put in some window air conditioners and we built the holes to fit the air conditioners in the end of the building. Note, nice new shiny LG air conditioner. The one that was there failed. 2008, that one failed about 2 weeks ago. 2008 to 2023. So actually one less year because it was put in October. And, it was put in June, I'm sorry, during construction. And then it retired. Now, of course, we have another one. This one, we had a little more issues. We did the first. Now, this one failed about 2 years ago. The fan blows, but the air conditioner doesn't air condition. Well, we had two other air conditioners in the building, and it worked, because most of the time I'm in the office, so we just run the office air conditioner. Well, we have the piece that was built to be removed. So we go 15 years later, and the piece had to come out. So, don't overthink things is the story here. I knew eventually one day I'd have to probably work on that air conditioner. So that one section here, I noticed the track missing, that connects this with the center, all this yards, which is known as Junction and West Junction, and the reversing loop currently you can't get there from here. So, but I've been working on this about an hour this morning, maybe a little longer, but getting everything out. I had to cut the two wires. The wires didn't even have a terminal connection. I didn't even put a terminal connection. So we went 15 years without having to open this up. So we're at the point now where I got to try to slide that air conditioner out of its case and then remove the old case. I have the other LG air conditioner. I bought both of them at the same time, sitting in the breezeway outside. But it's 2 inches shorter and 1 inch less in width. So we have to fill in the gap. We did it on the other unit. Like everything in life with technology, even these things, these are actually going to be bigger units. I think about 2,000 BTUs bigger. I think these are 12s are being replaced by 14s. Super quiet units. I can't say how much difference it is, but we're going to replace them in that way. Now, these air conditioners do not get used, relatively speaking. I do not leave air conditionings running in this building. There's one door, one window in the office. There is no windows and doors in there. This is the walls. All these walls, outside walls, are between the back of the sheetrock and the back of the OSB is about 3 inches of spray foam insulation. The ceilings have 18 inches of pink styrofoam up on it, blown foam sitting on the ceiling. This is a cave in here. We don't have things, but I do not have a problem after the initial year of expansion. Once all the wood dried out here and we went through one real cold heat cycle and got the kinks out the track, I have not had a problem in 15 years. So we just leave it at that. And we don't leave an air conditioner running out here. I know some people that are even in this area who have that window unit they have set on 72 and they keep it running and they say it's to keep the humidity and stuff out the room. Never had that issue. But you do it as you see fit. But that's what we're up to today. We ran trains yesterday, and I did one during the week, and I said, well, I'm not going to start on the second one. You never know when you're going to run into a problem. So right now we're at the point where we got to get that unit out. Believe it or not, I think it was in a mechanic shop. It's a jack up, a shelf thing. It's on rollers and everything. I think it was for transmissions. But anyway, I'm going to be able to jack something up right at the exact same height, push that air conditioner onto it and roll it right out the building and then roll the new one. Well, I'll have to get the case out, install the new case and seal it all up, and then just sliding the new air conditioner in was very easy. So, that's what we're up to at the Grande Pacific today, maintenance, to keep all these, senior model railroaders cool and comfortable, because we're headed into summer, and, we'll get into July and August and September where we'll be consistently over 95 degrees and 90% humidity. So it gets, this is when the guys come over and spend the day in the air conditioner. So got to take care of the guys, okay? Anyway, that's what we're doing today on the Grande Pacific, and get stuff moved all over the place. Most of Jim's stuff is back at his house. Whatever's left is back at his house. So an update on Mr. Laughlin's estate sale for you who have been following that. We're down to the very end of it. We're hoping that Clay, with the Greater Baton Rouge Model Railroad Club, who's been consistently over many years putting on a show and punch tooling of thing, he's going to need a new home and to put his train show on. But hoping he can find a new place and we can go up there and try to get rid of what's remaining, because there's not a whole lot. It will be hard for me to justify another trip back over to Houston and the expense involved for the little bit of stuff left. But we will work on it slowly but surely. And we have a few things of ourselves now that we're going to try to sell off and do it. By the way, anybody, if you're into Hobbytown engines, in that box right there, there's 10 Hobbytown engines and one tin Shota brass engine. I'm going to put them up once I get them all cleaned up and test them all, make sure I've tested one's fine. But I'm going to oil them, clean the wheels and get them spruced up, and then offer them, all 10 of them, for somebody who knows the game with Hobbytown. I used to run them many back in the 70s and 80s. I had them. So, if you're somebody out there still tinkering with them, we want to make a deal for all 10 engines. And that's some of Mr. remaining stuff that I still have here from Mr. Laughlin. So that's this week's activity on the GP. So we're getting out here with our tools now and see if we can pry this unit out the window. Okay, so we've got the unit slid about 2/3 of the way out the hole. This was the table thing I was talking about. So all I have to do is take my foot and step on this, and you can see the table's going up. Now we're going to lift the unit a little bit, and I'm going to have to shut off the video because it's just me, and I don't have the tripod set up and all that. But I'm going to slide it out the rest of the way right onto the table. This is an old saying, the right tool for the job. I'm by myself today, using, my wife's around to hand me things or, throw that helping hand in when needs. My son-in-law's undergoing a test, so Shane's not available to come over and help me right at the moment. He's got a monitor thing going on, so he can't be involved in this. But yeah, and Lee, I can do this without calling Lee over to help me. But this is definitely a case of you can make life simple if you got the right tools. Just a couple of pulls left and right, kind of wiggling it out, and it's sitting on the table. Now, neat thing about this, I'm going to take it out. I don't want to take this table out of the room. I could show you in video, but there's a reason. There's a big doorstep. But I'm going to slide it off onto a furniture chart and roll it out to the curb. I put one out last week. It was out there for 2 hours and somebody picked it up. Those are copper tubing in there. This was made, they used copper. So they don't stick around very long. This group's down the street demolishing a house that burned New Year's Eve, total destroyed, but they're down there. Well, they saw it and they grabbed it. And the guy told me, he says, we get about 25 or 30 of these, then we sit there and cut up. If we take the tubing coils out, separate them, he says, we get twice as much money. He says, this is what, he says, it's, we get about 30 of them. It's definitely worth money to us in the salvage business. So there you go, people. It's out. We're going to roll it out. Now, to let this down, all I have to do is pull the handle in. Boom. It's down to that's as low as it goes. But it's easy to slide it off onto a cart. There it is. And now we'll just roll it out. Now, I have to go take the old case out. And then comes the fun project of getting all the wood correct. And always remember this whenever you mount a window unit like this. And I'm sure 99% of you know this. Whatever you do, if it's in a window, read the instructions, or if it's in a hole like this one is, this unit there is leaning backwards, leaning out. You have to have a couple of degrees tilt to the rear. So the water runs to the aft. The fan actually picks it up and throws it up on the coil to help cool the gas back down. But if you don't, the water will run inside. I had a guy install the one in the office and he did it wrong. He put it in level and then he wouldn't come back and fix it. So you know who took that one on the nose. I had to get someone else because I couldn't work at that height. It's up on the wall about 8 feet off the floor. So just advice, the biggest tip on this is make sure you get it all sealed up and it's got to lean to the rear. Read the instructions. Okay, well, here we are on Monday. We can say we've got this project. We got both air conditioners in and running. We have the finish up details to do. Got to get the molding back around this one. And like I said, we're going to have to find some paint. Some of that sheetrock at the bottom broke and I had to fix it. So that's why you see the discoloration. But the big part of the project's done. A lot of little details, things to finish up. So we got 2 running 14,000 BTU air conditioners, which are supposed to be super efficient. They forgot all the inflation. Yeah, but like I said, these air conditioners do not stay running out here. When there are people coming over, I'm working on the railroad, if I'm working on the other side, I don't turn the air conditioner on this side. I only turn it on one side. So, finish cleaning up, finish the details. I'm going to get the mold. I'm going to cut the molding right now that goes around it. So, it's got to be cut back. It's 2 inches shorter one way and 1 inch shorter the other way now. So we got to go fix the molding. And then we'll go try to find some paint. And then we'll start cleaning up everything. so we can run trains again on Friday. Well, this is, they're going to put the wrap on this, what it looks like from the outside. There are 110 units. I may have said that before, but I will say that again. I will say that I don't think if I was going to do it again today, I absolutely would have put some type of central air conditioner in. Today, with some of the things that I've seen available, definitely would have been a different approach to it. But hopefully this is good for another 15 years. We'll say a wing and a prayer and go from there. But this is a wrap for the air conditioners on the Grande Pacific Model Railroad. Okay, I'm going to throw a little extra video on the end of this just for those people who are interested. August 29th, 2021. This was the area, this is Houma, Louisiana, and this was hit by Hurricane Ida. Right here, across this field, running from that house, going in this direction, off the corner of that fence down there, the wind was of 142 miles an hour. All that fence you see is brand new. That house right there, everything you see in this picture as far as roofs are all brand new. It's 103 houses in this subdivision, and 101 got new roofs. That house is a new roof. That house is a new roof, as you've seen in some of my videos. So, time and the big brand new nursing home assisted living over there, which was just finished. They didn't have to replace the roof. They did suffer some damage, but not having to replace the roof. The lady across the street over there who owns most of that land, she had to have a roof replaced, and there was some other damage to that house. But all these houses, all these buildings here were damaged. So that fence was completely down. He put it all back up. So time cures. You know, we've had we're into spring here, believe me, big time into spring. It hadn't rained here now in 2 weeks. I know that's amazing to anybody listening around the rest of the country. What are we on, the 15th? No, 10th, 6th to 7th of March. I'm sorry, but anyway, it's amazing what time will cure as far as the damage. Now, since the hurricane, we've had a house burned to the ground in the neighborhood, and they just finished. I think they finished. I haven't been down there in the last day or two, but I think they just removed everything off the slab. So they were the ones, that salvage company was the one picking up my air conditioners. They didn't sit out there 5 minutes and they had them. They wanted that copper. So anyway, back to finishing the project up, and the hope we're all better off now. One more shot. The first train back across. We picked 3-axle SD engines, and there's one little connection right there just went over, and here's the other connection. So we're back in business. Air conditioning installed, piece put back in place. Little scenery to fix up. I had to take part of the road out, but there we go. So if we can get 3 SD engines to run over there, we'll have to call this done. So now I'm going to go put some solder on the rail joiners, pick up all the tools, vacuum, and put a few odds and ends back in place, and get ready to run trains on Friday.